What's up, everybody? Let's do this. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Good morning. It is the Monday morning coffee pod with BF. Good morning. Got the coffee ready? Here we go. Still hot. How you doing, everybody? Starting off your Monday morning, we're going to talk about our day to come in podcasting, our favorite shows, and just hang out. We'll talk about a little weather and news and whatever you want to talk about in the chat. Good morning and welcome to episode 2 of Coffee Pod with BF. Turn that music on. All right. We hope you're having a good day so far. Happy Monday. We're going to start the week off. We got a big week of podcasts starting off with the Blunder Years this morning that I just got done watching. I just had to leave that feed and watch that. Let me put the screen share up real quick and I'll show you what we're talking about. So we love Shuli. Shout out Shuli and the boys over there. So here's how the podcast week starts off, and starts off for me. Talk about our favorite podcast. All right, so first off at 9 a.m., I just got done. They're still on the air. Shout out Reverend Bob Levy and Shuli and Mike Morse, that other guy, also known as. And they're doing the Blunder Years, and that's when they really go take a deep dive on starting John Melendez, who used to work for Howard Stern, and he still thinks he's that guy. They take the deep dive on him. They had fun, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to bring somebody on in a minute. We're going to talk about it together. But then we're at 10 o'clock here, so we're going to try to fit in a little show and talk about our podcast day. We got TGB coming up tonight, and we'll talk about our podcast week to come. But for today, it's Blunder Years at 9, still going on. And then we got us going on now. We got BS Show, which is a great show with Shuli and Bob, where they just talk about current events and basically all the other shows that they've been doing, all the goings on. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, they're doing the actual Uncle Rico show, where it's supposed to be like Stuttering John's most current flubs and things like that. So you see the Blunder Years on Patreon. BS, they give you that on YouTube for free. And then Uncle Rico is on Patreon tonight, also at 8 o'clock. So that was that. So I just got done doing that. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun watching that, and some good things. Let's see get some comments here. Get some graphics kicking here. I got a lot of stuff prepped for the show. Let's say our boy checking in, Owen. Enjoy the show. See you tonight at 8:05 on TGB. Yes. Owen checking in. We're going to talk about that. What's this say? Oh, yeah, BF. In the ears at work. Hey, JT, what's up, bro? I appreciate knowing that, bro, because that's kind of why I got on here. It's a little daytime action. Damn. Oh, thank you. All right. Brian's with it. Facebook user. What up? Okay. And what we got here? And morning BF from my boy, TGB co-host, Scott Fitzpatrick. Yeah, man. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's rock some of this information we got for you today. Today is Monday, January 9th, 2023. So we're starting off our podcast week. Like Owen said in the first comment, we do TGB on Mondays at 8:05. That's kind of the start of our week for performing on podcast. And we do Mondays and Thursdays. I do Mondays and Thursdays, TGB. They do Saturdays. So we're going to start that off. We got a lot of fun. We're going to plan tonight. I'm going to submit some internet shite to Bobby Nick and have fun with that. So I decided to, there's somebody who enjoys the podcast as much as me, or maybe or more than me, and I decided to bring them to the show today, and so we can discuss things together and talk about what we like and what we caught out of these different podcasts during the week. So let's bring in our friend and graphic designer and podcast fan. Let's say hello to Stormee. Hey, Stormee.
Hello.
Thank you for checking in.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, you heard me just talking about the Blunder Years, and I asked you right before we went on if you saw it. You said you didn't have a chance because you were busy, which is always the challenge with these podcasts, and that's why we like doing this show, because maybe we can like fill in the blanks. So of course it's the same old Stuttering John stuff, it's all he has is stories of Howard. It's constant stories of Howard. But the thing that I took away from this morning is that Bob is getting upset that John is creating like troll accounts and trying to make it seem as if he was cheating on Gina or something, or basically putting questions in her head. And this morning Bob was like, look, motherfucker, pardon my French in the morning, But he says don't go. You said don't go after family, and we're not going after family. But I'll tell you this. He made a comment about Stuttering John's son/daughter who had a sex change operation, saying my son came out like a boy. He didn't have to go to Boys R Us. I was like, oh shit. I took a shot. Yeah. And then he said, if I really wanted to go after your family, I would have did your daughter when she was still a girl or something like that. I was like, oh my God. So that just gives you an idea, because Bob don't really go hard in the paint like that and go after personal stuff. So that gives you an idea that Bob's not too happy taking Stuttering John's shit. He's not going to tolerate that shit going after.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
So how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Not too bad. Just dropped the kids off at school a little while ago and went and got my coffee. I got iced coffee.
You got the iced coffee. Now, what do they have Dunkin' in your part of the country? Where do you get iced coffee?
We do, but in town we have a place. It's like just a little cafe. It's called Steam Cafe, and that's really all we have here in my town. And
Is that right?
Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the good old Dunkin' pods out of the Keurig. It's the same good way every time.
Yep, that's usually what I do is use a Keurig, but not today.
Yep. Well, check it out. If you could see behind me, I'll make myself full screen for a minute. If I can. Let me see. I'm going to review for a second. I got the current weather map right here. So this is actual forecast for today. So you can see, I'll move my head. Whatever part of the country you're in. Let's see if you're, I got to do this. That's my part of the country. Here, look at here. A little weather. Check out where you're at. Looks like it's going to be nice. Looks like kind of mild for January, I'd say, mostly over the country. Wouldn't you say, Stormee? Looks mild.
Yeah, I agree.
Really mild. It was really wild because we went through that stretch where it got like hella cold. Did you get the real bitter cold? Like we had single digits here on the East Coast for a couple days around Christmas, like that week around Christmas. It got really blustery and it was terrible. And I can't believe it's like I thought that was going to be it, and we weren't going to see these like milder temperatures for a while. But I'm glad that they're back.
Yep, that's how it was here. My husband works underground in the coal mines, and so he's super cold at work. He has to wear lots of gear. Mm-hmm.
Really? That's well. Let's see. Do we have more comments? We have Chuck checking in. Chuck says, can't support Shuli anymore. Grown men shouldn't be trolling. Well, that's interesting, Chuck. And I know a lot of people have that opinion, dude. And I'll be quite honest with you. I resisted the Uncle Rico at first, kind of for the reasons you're saying, not just because of the trolling, but because of the singular topic. And yeah, it does kind of get repetitive, but you gotta say, dude, these guys are so good at what they do. I'm just fascinated how they can make something funny out of it. And a lot of the funny stuff comes off the riffing, and it might not be about, it's just where John takes them. So it's kind of a launch point. But yeah, it is focused on John, and it is trolling, and they are making money for it. But to some extent, I can't blame them, because a lot of other people were out there already making money doing this, and these guys had a personal working relationship with him. So if anybody knows and should be benefiting from it, I totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I agree.
Whoop, hook that up. Gotta get something sound wise going. Yeah, so let's go to another screen share here, and we will talk about some more of that. So if you want to find some of that stuff, you can find you can see he's got the Uncle Rico title at the top of his page, but you can go here, you can see the Uncle Rico shows that they do live. You can see the Miserable Men shows. You can see the BS show that comes up today. You can see all these. Oh, that's on the page.
Men are talking pretty soon. You'll see Men Are Talking pretty soon on there, I believe. That's what I heard.
That's very good. That's cool. I'm glad you brought that up. I heard that little comment made too at the end of one of the shows. Now, were you up really late for Saturday night when they did like an 11 o'clock show? That was amazing, wasn't it?
It was good.
That turned into a marathon. So that started at 11 a.m. They like, hey, live BS bonus show, 11 a.m. And here it comes 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm still up watching it and laughing. They still had hundreds and hundreds of people in that feed. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, my goodness. And so, yeah, during that show, I'm fortunate enough. I love my love of podcasts comes from getting in these chats and riffing with these guys and trying to come up with the zinger, because that's what's fun. We all, well, just like we do with replayables, we sit in there and we think of the funniest, most outlandish thought to say, and more often than not, it's funny. So let me find a video of mine. Ooh. Here we go. All right. I'm going to share. So I watched that show, the show talking about 1 a.m. Let me go back here. And I'm going to show you a little clip of the little fun I had and why I love to do podcasting and participate in these shows. So I dropped a little comment, and here's the reaction to it. They're talking about this horrible comedian, Pete DiLorenzo, and his Jackie Mason impression, and I made a comment, and so here it is.
He's a character.
Oh my goodness. Let's get this to play. And we'll be
go towards the punchline, then go far away from it, and then come back. Hacking Mason. Fucking Bobby's fucking funny. Bobby's friend. I gotta give it to you.
So I love that.
Oh, my God. Circumcise that punchline.
This thing's not loading up, bro. I'm going to try to load up one more time a little clearly. Let's see if that'll work. So, yeah, that you're talking about this guy, Pete DiLorenzo, huh, Stormee? This guy is something, isn't he?
I could cut him.
Oh, yeah.
I could clean him. I don't necessarily have to cut him.
Wow, he mangled that fucking joke. Mangled it.
Let's go towards the punchline, then go far away from it, and then come
blurry.
back. Hacking Mason. Fucking Bobby's fucking funny. Bobby friend. I gotta give it to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Levy. That is the ultimate compliment when you can get. Stop this sharing, please. When you can get somebody on the level of Bob Levy to acknowledge a line or say that, I got to give it to you, and that's funny. Oh my goodness, I was zooming. I think we talked or something, and I'm like, Stormee, I'm like fucking zooming. I'm like zooming right now because Bob said that stuff. It's like there's no drug that matches that feeling when you get when you get a guy on his level to say like you are funny. I mean, let's see, got some more comments here. I like this show. Well, thank you. I like that you like this show, and I would like to know who you are so I could give you favors or something. Oh, there he is. It's Mr. Chris Evils. I'll give you favors anyway, sir. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm not normally up this early, and I pop this. I unexpectedly see Stormee. Well, I was meant to watch this. That's right. It is, Scott. It was meant to be, bro. You didn't even know. You were just like, something. Well, I don't even know why I'm up. I'm going to go watch it on. Morning, kids. Morning, bro. Let's see. We got Stormee and BF. Coffee with BF. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Abels. I'd like to shout out to a few people. This is only the second episode I've attempted of this. Like I told people last week, normally I get up and have my coffee, and I'll just sit here and think about the podcast day. And I said, well, let's get in front of the gear. Let's see what everybody's up to, and let's talk about it together. And maybe we can talk about all the things we enjoy or don't enjoy about these. But thanks for joining us. Awesome. So yeah, kind of
gives everybody a recap.
Go ahead. Yes.
It might kind of give everybody a recap too that didn't get to watch it.
It does, because that's what we all talk about, is that it's so hard to keep up with in this podcast world. Just because there's so many available, there's only still so many hours a day to watch these things. But we have fun trying to keep up at least. And let's see this other screen share. Yeah, but that Saturday night show was amazing. And the fact that I got that line in, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, this is like unbelievable. And yeah. Let's see.
I didn't even realize what time it was.
I know, because it's sometimes, I guess you're right. I was just caught up in it and having so much fun. And then you realize, I saw that it was like 12 or something, 12:30. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is like Saturday night. And it's like 11 o'clock at night. This is 11. And so, but before you knew it, it was after 1 in the morning. And I'm still laughing and buzzing from the high I got off of, that comment and everything. So Sunday was a fun night. These guys have been spoiling us lately with all the shows, and it's tough to keep up with. But if you want to try to keep up with them, you go over here to the Shuli Show page, and you can find these things that we're talking about on Patreon. Patreon.com, the Shuli Show page. And you can find the Uncle Rico Show. You can find exclusive shows, Miserable Men, the BS Show, the Levy lands that are being done on the Shuley Show, Kibitz Shuley Network. And I like that you brought up that because you probably heard that snuck in the same way I did too, right?
Yep.
It was kind of like an afterthought, like, hey, I think we're gonna have Zen and Mr. Kish come over here and do some of his shows. I thought that was really cool too.
The first time I heard him say a couple episodes, and then at one point I heard him say it again, and he just said that they were going to come over and do some shows. So I don't know if it'll be just a couple or maybe more. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I often hear Shuley the last couple shows saying, if anyone knows a podcast that's worthy, like, look my way. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, bro. Maybe,
Yep.
Don't want to toot our own horn, but beep, beep, right?
Yep.
Beep, beep. So shout out Shuley. Shuley knows we're there. We're always in his feeds. We're in the feeds of pretty much as many shows as we can make. We're always there, and he always acknowledges us. And up till this day, and last Saturday, he's always throwing up our comments and letting me play along, and I appreciate him. This show is going to be kind of the talk soup, but for podcast. Thank you, Scott. That's kind of what I'm going for, bro. Because just in my daily effort to try to keep up with podcasts, I started listening to them mentally, and I'm like, it's all the it's Uncle Rico, it's the Blunder Years, it's Miserable Men, it's MLC, which we'll talk about, and then we podcast on top of it, so we have our own shows to talk about.
Yep.
So how did Saturday go? Would you sit in on TGB Saturday a little bit?
Yeah, it went okay.
Good.
I really don't think there was a whole lot that I can think of that happened that stands out. Really, it was a good show though altogether.
Just a regular hang. That's a Saturday hang.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We'll have to see if tonight, on TGB, let's see. Let's pull up some stuff here. Since we're talking about it, we'll pull that up. Shout out to Owen and Andrew and EP Bobby, Nick and Scott and the whole gang over there tonight at 8:05. This is where you catch us, our regular Monday night hang, where we hang out and drink and smoke and laugh and joke and play funny videos, and you never know what we're going to say or what we're going to do. And sometimes there's even some, as of last Thursday's show, there's some unanticipated drama that can happen, right?
Yep, that's for sure. It
As
happens.
does with, and when you get into any mix of life or people or adults or anything, hey, shout out to the 4 people that are watching right now. You're watching episode 2 of Coffee with BF and Storm. And I totally lost my train of thought right there.
Going on about the issues with
yes, thank you.
people and
Yes,
drama.
Thank you. You got me back on the track. Thank you. Yes, we were talking. So last Thursday, I'll talk about this quite openly because what I was saying is that when you get involved with adults and just any group of human beings in general, you have to anticipate there's going to be drama or emotional issues or things that you have to deal with, and sometimes you see them coming, and sometimes you don't. And and when you accept doing podcasting, I think you have to give out the good and the bad, and you have to deal with it as it comes at you on the air. And that's what happened Thursday. And that, for those of you who saw it, our executive producer, Bobby Nick, had some issues with someone and had to leave the show abruptly. So I'm just saying this to make the point that, we're all human. None of us are perfect. And sometimes drama occurs even on podcasts. We're human beings. And it was interesting. We had to deal with it. It wasn't the greatest thing we had to deal with, but it's just something that comes along with podcasting. But it's a lot of
kind of have to decide at some point. You have to kind of decide what you want to put your energy towards. Like, do you want to put your energy towards all that, or do you want to put it on your show and moving in a different direction from those types of issues too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's just to say that, there is drama that comes along with this, but the one thing, and a lot of people appreciate this about us, is you get us. We don't script anything. When stuff happens, it happened like that. We addressed it the way it happened, and that's it. And good or bad, if you like it or not, it is what it is kind of thing. And let's see. I think it might have been a drama-free Saturday on TGB. I said might. Well, Scott, if you don't recall.
So.
Yeah, if you don't recall, if nothing stood out or anything, and everybody's still with the show and all that stuff, everything, it must have turned out good. It must have turned out good. So let's see.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had some good internet shite that on Saturday. I think Dad and I both put some good stuff in.
That's cool.
It's pretty good.
Cool. Get my back up. Oh, there we go. I'll change my thing. So there's the Shuley show background. Let's see. All right. It's 20 after 10 on the East Coast. You are watching Coffee with BF and Stormee. Let's see. Let's do some. So we're here promoting our pods and things. So while we're doing that, I will ask you kindly, please, if you have time, to go out to YouTube and type in BF Bobby Fran. You see the armchair comic right there. And if you subscribe for free, I'd appreciate it. Get my numbers up. It'll make me feel loved. I'd appreciate that. Oh, shout out to the 5 people watching. Good morning. This is Coffee with BF. All right. If you could do that, I'd appreciate that. All right. And also, as part of the podcast week coming up, I'm excited about this. I'm doing my 4th show now. I'm co-hosting of the Rob Saul Show on Tuesdays at 8:30. That's been a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys have been doing really good.
Yeah, I think it's starting to come together a little bit. It's like it feels more comfortable. Got the Levy Lamb one. I want to put up the Rob Saul on. There we go. It feels more comfortable every week, as we do.
What was the name for the viewers? I'm trying to think of what it was.
I think the last one was Assholes.
There you go. Yeah.
Assholes. Those assholes. So that was pretty good. Oh, thanks. Chris got my back on this. He's going to subscribe and like. And I want to shout out my boy. I think it's no secret that Chris and I are become quite good friends in podcasting and otherwise. And shout out to the 6 people that are watching. And we had a little phone conversation this weekend, and we're going to be doing something. I was excited to be doing some things. I don't want to give it away, Chris, but yeah, he invited me to some things. Let's put it that way. I've been invited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm always so reserved with people's personal information, even though it involves me. It's like, but yeah.
No, I don't blame you.
You'll be finding out in the future, but I'm so appreciative to Chris because he kind of saw us, on TGB and let all the guys know about it, and we've been part of that family ever since. It's really something, man. Stormee.
Yeah, it is. He's a really good guy. Been a lot of help.
I mean, it's one thing like to do this, but then to have these kind of connections and that kind of support is just really amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy because you've never met these people. I haven't met these people face to face, and the love that they show you and the sense of community in this kind of world, so to speak,
right,
is pretty awesome.
It is, and that's what you get even with Bob, because Bob's so generous, and not only the fact that he tells you if you're funny or not, but he takes the punches. Like if you hit him with a good joke, he appreciates a good joke. He doesn't get bitter or upset because he knows he's going to get one back on you. And I love that back and forth, and he's so generous. He's not like, oh, who you are to make that joke about me or say that about me. He loves the fun, and he loves a good joke. So we appreciate Bob. Yep. For that.
He likes to goof on himself too. That's pretty awesome.
He does. Yes, when they call him a bat in a pool and anything. They're calling him Dracula. I mean, he just don't give a shit, right? And that's what I mean by him being giving and generous, and in a comedic way.
Yep.
It's really cool. Hey, and while
that free show last night with Miserable Men was pretty good too. Got that free one.
Oh my goodness! Yes, we should talk about those for sure. Mm-hmm. So we should go back to the Miserable Men show with they had that girl KB on. You want to talk about that a little bit? And the first show when they tried to hook him up.
Yeah, I don't think any of it's really planned or anything. She just was in the chat, and they're trying to hook Lenny up with somebody. He's not a ladies' man, from what I know, and. Right. Kind of went from there.
Yeah, and it's funny because they were being pretty clear about everything. They're saying that we know you're not going to hook up or anything, but there it is. Yeah, but basically, we're trying to help you with your game, bro. We're trying to help you establish game. And even knowing that, did you see how uncomfortable he was?
Yeah, they're trying to give him training wheels, so to speak. They're trying to help him.
Yes. And how did you like the well-timed technical issues? Every time a question needed to be answered, he needed to talk to her. That was, I was like, you're not going to tell me he wasn't doing this and sabotage. I can't phone talk, because then when they finally did pin him down, like Shuley said, he was so terribly uncomfortable just talking to her and just being on screen like we are, just side by side. He couldn't even take that. It was
the way he was laughing. He was laughing like a schoolgirl. Like it was
uncomfortable. Yes, that uncomfortable laughter. The way he just couldn't function. That's what Shuli was saying. So then to follow up, they tried it again last night. They had KB. She looked even better last night. Shout out KB. But
very pretty.
I mean, it's very pretty. And it came on last night. They tried to substitute Bobby Ethier. They tried to get Mike Boschetti in the feed. It was comical. Shuli did at least 10 legit intros. All right, everybody, here comes Mike Boschetti. And at 0 times was the sound on.
Nope.
The bonus show later on last night. He said, and then the show after that, they brought Boschetti in one last time backstage, and don't you know it, his sound worked. Did you hear Shuli say that at the beginning of the next show?
I heard that. That was ironic.
So, and I said, I said Boschetti had Lenny technical. I think he went to him for technical support or something. It's almost like he had the same issues, because I don't know if you're as familiar, but they've made other attempts to have Mike Boschetti on either the Shuli show before or on Miserable Men, and there always seems to be some kind of health issue, delay, a technical issue, or some reason Boschetti can't do the show. It's just a pattern that I've personally noticed, and so I don't know if he agrees to it and then he reluctantly doesn't want to do it near the end or not, but so it's just funny how he had the same issues.
I haven't seen him very much on camera, but he's he looked like he just maybe woke up or something.
Mike Boschetti looks like he just woke up all the time. Yeah, he kind of has that. He kind of has that blustery. I don't know the word you use, but let me see. Let's get some comments up here, and let's see. Scott says it's looking like 2023 is going to be the year of BF. Well, thank you, Scott. I'm hoping that every year, but thank you for saying that, bro. Just stretching my legs a little bit. Yeah, hopefully I'm just getting started. Thank you, Stormee. I think you guys adding Stormee and Scott was an amazing addition to the show. And I concur, and I agree with you, Mr. Abels. Both, yes. Yeah, Chris. Turn me on you guys. Chris turned you on to us. Yep. You guys are awesome, and not only am I a fan of yours, we are a friend, bro. And that's what's cool, we say that all the time because we're just normal people that crank on our stuff and get on and try to hang out together. But we're more friends than fans. It's like when we see you in the chat, like we're doing now, and we talk like friends. So let's keep doing it. Chris Abels was the first person to read out one of my comments and gave me the chat buzz, yes, and led to where I am. Yep, in a way, that's right. And also led Stormee to this because that's right. See, I love that connection. So, see, me and Scott can relate on that level, bro, because I've said last week, this is why I'm here, is because Shuli and Issa were nice enough to put my comments up, and they gave me that bug. They gave me that buzz that I was just talking about earlier when you put a comment up, and Bob Levy says, I got to give it to you. You're fucking funny, Bobby. And I'm like, going. So, when that started happening repetitively, I'm like, well, I got to jump on here. I got to see, let's have fun with the people, and let's, see what I can do with it. So, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. This is great. Thank you, Scott. Jen, yeah, so I know
becoming a routine comment now too. I've heard it more than once. I've heard Bob say it in the past week twice about you that I remember.
He did, and I think I do have the clip from last night when they had Bobby Ethier on. He said it again, and and I told Bob, I said, I kind of learned through him. I'm a student, so I learned through him, and I learned it's not about making a joke. Bob's not a joke writer per se, if you ask me, in my opinion. Bob is an honest person. Bob is a riffer. You just talk and say the first thing that comes off your head, and that's what I've learned from Bob. Don't question it. If you have something to say, just go with it. Go with the joke. So that's what I try to do. Try to be a student of him. Got that one. Yes, he turned, and I think that's great, and that's why Stormee's here. So that is the pie chart, the flow chart, whatever you like to say.
Yeah, that's the connection there.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's amazing because I remember hearing early on, we knew of Scott, and I always seen Scott lingering in the chats, but we didn't know of you. And I think Scott eventually kept trying to tell you, hey, Stormee, you got to check out these shows. These shows are funny. Tell us a little bit about that, how your dad originally turned you onto these shows.
It was for a while. He was constantly talking about it every time I'd visit. And then one day we went over and he was at my grandma's and he turned it on the TV in the living room where everybody was.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, they don't always speak, they don't always use good language. And I'm like, that's okay. It's okay. And so then he puts it on and he thought it was great because you guys had made a comment or mentioned him or something on there and he was trying to show us. And then from there, I listened to him talk about it. And then finally I started watching it and here I am.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so that's one of the best things that have come out of this is not only the friends we make, but we're all learning about, we're all kind of learning about ourselves and what we're capable of. Like Scott, like he said, his comment gave him the buzz and that kind of comedy bug and all. And then you not only got involved as a fan, but then somehow you made this connect. Like did you see this connection coming? I mean, you were talking, I know you're artistic from what I know of you now, but what led to like the connection between, I know Owen asked you for a thing, but what is your art like level or experience before Owen asked you anything? Oh, you're mute. I can't hear you right now, Storm.
Can you hear me?
Yep, it worked. Go ahead.
Okay. So I took some art classes in high school and then when I got into college, I took one. And then after that, I just drew and then I stopped because I started working, taking care of kids. I just stopped altogether for probably 3 or 4 years. No sketches or drawing or art or anything. And then I ended up resigning from my job and taking a break. And then I just made it a goal kind of like for therapeutic reasons. Every day I would do a sketch because I remembered how I like to do it. And then it just turned into that. And I showed my dad some drawings one day and then he mentioned it to Owen and then Owen asked me to do some work for the show and now I'm here.
And that's what's interesting because I think, we've had in my case, we've had these like hidden talents or just talents that we kept on a shelf or like you said to the side, you had your drawing and then people would tell me I have a funny way about me or I could do voices and I should do something with it. But stand-up comedy wasn't really suitable. But this is. But I love how we're all like the podcasting is helping us find ourselves. And now, so the graphics behind me, even the stock photo and some of the graphics, 99.9% of the graphics you see on TGB or even Coffee with BF, she just hit me with like 6 graphics this morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And any of these shows, Sports Heads, it's all Stormee, and it all come out of Chris Abels liking something that Scott Fitzpatrick said, Scott turning Stormee onto podcasting, which he had previously had no knowledge of, this sparking her love of podcast and rekindling her love of art, and now it's turned into all this. So I think that's some of the coolest stuff to come out of all this, Stormee.
It is. And people around here don't use YouTube that often for like podcasting. People around here don't even realize that this is a thing where I'm from, like have no idea.
Yeah, and I get that because it has been interesting making the change from like cutting the cord, traditional television and watching shows because that's when they came on. And now it's a la carte. You can choose what you want. We talk about how there's not enough hours in a day to watch what's on. And so if I lived in an area that didn't have like good options, this would be something I'd be seeking. I would want to reach out into the world. So it's a great way to reach out into the world. But I got to say, there was a shyness originally about telling people that I was podcasting because you don't want to feel braggadocious and then you don't want people be like, oh, well, who are you to podcast? Like, what's so special about you kind of thing. So it was a very slow tell. And like you said, we do a show with like salty language and you think that, well, I might have this family member that don't approve or that family member that don't approve. And I was too caught up in all that. And finally, it's just, I had to go full gear. It's like, if this is what I'm going to do, if this is what I want to be, people just have to accept that it might come along with maybe some dirty language or something, which is that the worst thing in the world,
Well, everybody in their regular life says some cuss words here and there, has some dirty language, tells a story, tells a joke. We're just doing it on screen and making entertainment out of it. And and that's how I've learned to look at it. nobody's perfect,
Yeah.
and everybody does do these
Mhm.
things.
I agree with that. I think people throw up airs. I think people act more proper and offended than they actually are when they're presented with something that maybe it wasn't their first nasty thought. But I think you're right that people do talk salty for the most part in their own life and do talk candidly and say things like we do. We don't necessarily cut our words or try to protect people's feelings when we talk. We are all personally expressive, and we all kind of accept that out of each other, that we just express ourselves the way we are.
I think people can be like blindly hypocritical. They don't even realize they're doing it. They just are sometimes.
Right.
And I've even been guilty of that before, but everybody I think doesn't realize that, well, you just dropped the F-bomb over there, and then you're mad at them for doing it on the screen.
Right. And I've seen these instances where some of the parents, they have the kid on tape cussing, and your kid will go, F, and go, where do you learn that? You ain't learn that stuff from me. But that's absolutely where they learn it from,
Exactly.
And they're being hypocritical. They don't, because I bet there's another case, they'd be like, don't be saying that stuff around my child, but they don't. There's many viral videos where mommy said fuck. Mommy say F every day, right? That was going around recently. Yep. Mommy say F every day. So let's see. Brian, you are one amazing guy, and I was happy to hang out with you in New Jersey, bro. Yeah, that was a great time. The opening of Brendan Levy's Comedy Club. I was with you guys there, and we got some pics of that. And that was a great time. It was a fun time. Thank you, Scotty. There you go. That's Abel's thanking Scotty for that comment, because that's the connection, bro. And I guess that's the old George Bailey thing of It's a Wonderful Life. Like, one person does make a difference in many lives. I mean, I'm being corny, but you're seeing a literal translation of it right here.
And Brian, he actually helped me, because I don't know if a lot of people know, but he does graphics, and he actually helped me with some stuff and questions I had and things about getting started with stuff. So thank you.
That's cool. Shout out Brian. Yeah, I do know that. And Brian was nice enough to tell me that he was in like video editing or graphic services, and he even offered some of his services to me if he could help me up in New Jersey. So that he's a good guy like that. Thank you. Scott is funny as hell. Oh my God, yeah, JT. And you never know what prop he's going to pull out next and where he's going to stick it. You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Thanks, Abels, and thanks, JT. I'm about to cry. Don't do that. Don't do that, Scott. Don't do it, bro. That's funny. There it is. There it is. There it is. Scott, I hear you, Scott. We can hear you. Don't do that. All right, man. No, so that's been some of the great stuff that's come out of this. So this is very good. All right. Well, it's 10. I got 10:38 here on the East Coast. We're watching episode 2 of Coffee with BS. Stormee, thank you for joining me. Let's do it. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about, since we're in the chat, let's talk about Chris Abels and Replayables. We had fun on there last Friday, right?
It's always a good show. Good show.
And, it is. That's so much fun. You talk about that's another fun hang, but I get the same vibe. So we did Sports Head 7:30 Friday up until 9, and we rolled right into Replayables, and that has the same vibe as the Saturday show did for the BS show, in that it was just hanging out, and Scott, you, all of us in the chat, just having a lot of fun. But Chris did mention, so we're talking about pods and what's going on for the podcast week. Chris Abels did mention that he will be on the road doing a gig this Friday, and so there will be no live Replayables this Friday, so keep that in mind. But he said that Scotty's going to put something together. Excuse me, Scotty. Excuse me, I got Scotty in my head. Shawnee, the other Shawnee. Yes, shout out Sean. He might throw something together for everybody to watch, and maybe we can. They might air it or live chat. I don't know. We'll stay tuned for that. Keep up on social media, and if we do another show later in the week of Coffee with BF, we can update you on that. But right now, being this only the second show, I'm going to try to consider how often I want to do it. I like to at least start out the podcast week on a Monday, since that kind of starts off our personal podcasting week. And I figure I would roll in all the things we like and we're likely to be talking about as the week goes on. So we'll at least do Monday, and if the need to update people on certain goings on comes up, maybe we'll do like a pop-up show or something. Let's see.
Sounds good.
Comments. Shout out to the 4 people that are still with us. Hope we help you in getting through your Monday so far with Coffee with BFs. Just hanging out with some friends while you're at work. JT and Brian Clowder. Very cool. We appreciate them. Do some more sharing. Levy Land Live. So this all starts, Bob is the head of the family ring, if you will. We are talking about Chris bringing us in. Well, Bob brought us all in, whether it be Abel or Rob or even Shuley to some extent. This is a lot of this is based around, Bob Levy and his generosity and all the shows that he does with us and for us. He's amazing. Now, the last two Levy Lands have been on Patreon, on the Kibitz Shuley network, right? How are you liking those shows over there so far? Do you see any difference?
I don't really see many differences, I don't think. I think that the energy might be different, but it's still good. It was always good,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does have a, I do agree with you that it does have like a different energy, but I thought the first show went really good, and even the second show. Thanks, Chris. Thanks. Yes, okay, we got that one. And look, we got our newest friend. Another great part about podcasting, and the best part, one of the better parts about 2022. Tay Boogie checking in, saying, Tay Boogie. Good morning, sir. Happy Monday, man. Happy Monday.
You have to have coffee with us sometimes.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. As people know it might be a thing. Maybe I will start extending some invitations. And we got another friend checking in. One of our normal friends. Check this out, Stormee. It's my lost interest.
Yes.
Just seeing this now. Thanks, bro. Last week I did a spontaneous episode of this. This week I planned it a little bit in that I waited for the shows to end last night and I created the link. Shout out to the 6 people watching. So I tried to give at least a little more notice this time, Lost. But as it goes on, I'm going to try to do this definitely every Monday and possibly, a couple other times of the week, depending on how many shows we're going to have to update. So let's see. We got another comment. Hey, what's up, man? Good. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, man. We'll have to come on sometime, man. We can get everybody's morning going the right way. So let's see. Yeah, so as far as Levy Land Live, I believe I think it's kind of open-ended right now. I think they're going to keep doing them on Kibitz Shuley until we hear otherwise. Do you believe it? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I know that they have their Patreon. I don't know what will end up happening with it ultimately, but so far it's still going. So. Yeah,
I think that's where it gets tricky when you're trying to combine the Patreons and the money and the viewers and all that stuff. But yeah, man. Well, thanks, Tay Boogie. Tay Boogie says, indeed, he'll come on one morning. I'll hit you up, and we'll definitely do that. Me and Stormee will shoot the shit one day.
Yep.
Definitely, maybe episode 3. All right.
Sounds good.
Now, are you, let's talk about another. One of my co-hosts on Rob Saw every Tuesday at 8:30, Mr. Anthony Zenhauser. We'll look at his page. Zen, he had Don Jameson on last Friday. He tapes his and he shows his on Friday, and he has a live chat. And the live chat is fun. I enjoyed the live chat, and that's what I love so much about this podcasting. You would almost think that it would be more daunting to do a live show. I guess the feeling you would think, if I tape it, then I can control it or something. But I really enjoy the live. I'm surprised myself because it's just like, you enjoy it too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everything has its pros and cons, I guess, based on everybody's preferences and their schedules and stuff like that. But I mean, overall, yeah, I like it that way.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it because you feel you want that back and forth. I love the chat and the interactivity because I guess that's what I love about other people's chats. The Shuley Show and Miserable Men. So that's what I love. I love having a chat ourselves. Let's see. Law says coffee with Bobby Fran sounds good to me. All right, man. Well, get your cup, bro. Get your cup. And Stormee, of course. Maybe that's what we'll call the show. Coffee with Bobby Fran. And Stormee, of course. He might have just revised the name for us. Let's see. Shoot the shit, drink coffee. Makes sense. Thank you, bro. Yeah, so Tay, I'm a simple man. It's not that hard. I literally told Stormee and said it before. I'm like, I'm sitting here many days with my coffee and looking at my gear, and I'm like, I should see what everybody's up to, and it's turning out good so far. So I just roll with what feels right, and hope it makes sense. And so far, so good. We appreciate y'all being with us. 6 people with us. Let's go back to talking about Zen real quick. He had Don Jameson on last Friday from That Metal Show that used to be on VH1, and he does his own show, That Jameson Show, on Compound Media. I haven't seen too many episodes of that, I must confess, but I thought it was a funny episode last week with Jameson. He was acting like he was the feminist advocate, if you will. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He's like, as you know, feminist Don Jameson, I find this show highly offensive. You know, he was playing that role.
Oh, and nobody's taken that angle yet, so that's funny.
That is right. That's what I noticed that too. I'm like, wow, nobody's done that and come on and try. I'm going to support all the feminist points of views, but that's a fun and interesting show. And then they talk about, I guess, a short way of saying it, they talk about the bending of the gender roles that's occurring in society. You know, you have all aspects of it. You have, the working women that are trying to fit in the men's field. You have men that are trying to change their gender and become women and get the benefits of that. And it seems like that it's all of those things that are going on. And so they will all kind of address it in a funny way and hold a mirror up to it and go, hey, do you see kind of the hypocrisy or the silliness in this, or even are you aware that these things are going on? So it's kind of funny to talk about. So you can check that out every Friday at noon. Let me see. Oh, coffee and a cigar. There you go. Hey, make it what you want. It's coffee and a cigar. I like that. Lost a cigar guy. LOL. Hitting it. Be right back. All right, man. Cool.
I tried a cigar one time, a long time ago, and I threw up.
My nephew did when we were younger. He thought he was that guy that could drink anything or smoke anything. And I understand you have to, that's more of a mouthfeel kind of thing. I'm not a big cigar guy, but I understand you more have to like just taste that in your mouth. You don't literally inhale it. And he inhaled it and basically.
I did too.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, he basically, like that, like basically all over the place, Yeah. And it's like you don't inhale like that. So I've never been a big cigar guy because the smell is kind of off-putting to me, and I have a feeling I would make that mistake and end up throwing up all the time. I'd be doing that all the time. So. Yeah,
I like the smell of some of them actually. I know it's probably weird, but some of them smell good to me for some reason. But that's what made me try it, I guess. And I did. Some guy had one, and he's like, "Do you want to try it?" Sure. And then I threw up. It was pretty embarrassing.
Wow. Well, I've never been so intrigued by the smell of a cigar that I want to smoke it. I have been intrigued by the smell of pipe tobacco. Sometimes when you're around and I smell the old person and have a certain sweetness to it or something. Some of them had like a smoothness or a sweetness about them. But even then, I just never. I just knew it. I just didn't feel it was for me. I just had a feeling it might cause me to, leave that. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. But now you got
not
all
for
these
everybody.
Now you have these people with these damn vape pens with you ever walk behind the I don't want to say douche nozzle, but these people that have these gigantic boxes that look like a cell phone or a tablet, and they're sucking on it like a teat, and then they blow out this big puff of like strawberry shortcake freaking smoke, and that cancer's okay because it smells like strawberry shortcake when it kills you. It's like no, that's not how this works, bro.
Like, and the bigger the cloud, the better, or whatever to them. I don't understand it.
Yeah, they're like, what? I made it smell good before I killed you. Like, what? It's good smelling death. It's like they think it's let's see.
I don't get it.
I smoke my coffee. There you go. I get that. Well, Scott, I will say that both of those things go very well together for me. If we're talking about things like that. There you go. See our cigar expert right there. Lost. Maybe he can come on and
only if I had known that then.
Show right, exactly. maybe Lost can show us his humidor. Do you have a humidor, Lost? See, I know some of the terminology. Cuban cigars. Oh, Lord, see, Cuban cigars smell amazing. Cheap cigars, not so much. Don't have like a Tipperello, my fellow? Nothing like that? Get them cherry backwoods or anything like that? It's gotta be classy there, Lost. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's cool. Waiting to see if he answered my humidor question. Oh, let me see. 2 humidors. Yeah, I know. I can tell from Lost Instagram. He's always sitting somewhere enjoying one, or he'll take a ride on his bike and he'll be sitting there enjoying one. So it doesn't surprise me one bit that that Lost has 2 humidors. Now, well, if he wants to tell us, I'm not even sure how many. I guess there's different size humidors. Looks like I'm curious how many. I guess I'm curious how many you're keeping in your house, Lost. Do you 25, 50, 2 humidors? You must have like 200 cigars in there or something. I'm not sure. But that's amazing.
I don't know many people that smoke cigars. I think he's probably the only current person that I talk to that actually does.
Yeah, I can say that I can't think of anyone that I know in my life that actually smokes cigars. Yeah, you're right about that. So let's see. All right. It's 10:51. You are watching Coffee with BF and of course, Stormee. Let's see. Uh-oh. Here, Lost gave us an answer. He has 500 count humidor and a 200 count humidor. Woo. And I bet he has fun going around trying to fill it or keep it empty, right? Both of them, I guess. All right, so since it's 10:51 here on the East Coast, we'll go through and buzz through and do one more review of all the shows we're going to do today, and then we'll get on out of here and make room for the BS show that's coming on at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock, because I want to clear the air so not only I can see that, but anybody that's here doesn't have to choose between us and them. All right, so let's get on with it. So once again, I'll show you that schedule. This is how our day started, podcasting. Started with the Blunder Years at 9 a.m. I cut away from that to start the show at 10. Check out the BS show at 11 live for free on YouTube, 11 a.m. right after this. And then if you're so inclined, if you have the Patreon, if you want to sign up, patreon.com, go check out the Uncle Rico show at 8 p.m. tonight. So that's our Monday stuff. Then, oh, that's not the end of our Monday stuff, though, is it? Because Monday we got us. Monday is a TGB day. Shout out to the crew. I don't know Bobby Nick. So I rarely talk to Bobby Nick this early in my time zone, Stormee. I told Bobby Nick that I'm not surprised to never see him before noon in my time zone.
Yeah, I think he's an hour ahead of me, and it's going to be 10 here, so.
Yeah, so I think right. Not only does it earlier, but we all have these crazy sleep schedules, and that we're like up all night.
Oh yeah,
I can be up to like 1, 2 in the morning some nights, and then be back up, 8 in the morning if I don't overdo it the night before or something like that. But yeah, I don't go for the long sleep anymore because it used to feel that the more sleep I got, like the worse I would feel after a while. I don't know.
That's how I felt lately. Yeah, I felt that way lately.
I used to think that, man, give me 10, give me 12, and I'll feel better. But then I found that sometimes if I woke up, I'd feel worse almost. And I've started to notice that if I take these little short, maybe 4 or 5 hours, I'm kind of managing my life better. And yeah, so.
If I sleep for long stretches, I don't want to wake up. Like I just feel like a zombie.
Exactly. It's almost like your body tries to go into hibernation. Like, no, we were sleeping 12 hours. Don't wake up now. Like, it's like, so I feel like I got to keep myself moving. So, yeah, we have these late nights for sure, but it's all part of the fun we're having too. Thank you, Lost. Thank you, bro. We enjoy you. Lost is one of my first podcast friends from the chat, and he's been a cool bro and supporter of everything that I do and everything Owen does and you and everything that we all do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on here today, man. So, yeah, tonight the reason I brought up Bobby Nick is because I got to submit internet shite soon, but I don't know if he's awake yet to receive it. So I'm going to submit that shite. We're going to have our regular fun. We're going to check in with Andrew. Hopefully we won't have too many horrific tweets for you to avert your eyes from. How about that video last week? That was something, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What? So a little secret, we all try to help each other out in every way we can produce the show. So sometimes I'll go out. Sometimes people will get shite and submit it to me or point it my way, or I'll go out to Andrew's page horrifically and have to go find that stuff. So I originally found that lovely picture that I submitted, and I felt like a criminal submitting it to Bobby Nick. I'm like, I'm going to get arrested for transmitting some kind of weird ass porn because let's just say if, for those who didn't see it, this was a woman who had an extra part on her. Okay, she had a little more hardware than most women come with. Okay, so Bobby Nick had to do some special graphics covering. Did your sound go in and out again? You there? Hit your button again. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, every time if you notice your screen goes black when you got to come back in, it looks like it makes you want to have to click back on it again for the sound.
I'm still having to use my phone, and sometimes spam calls have been coming through recently for some reason, and it does that stuff. To me. Yeah.
People that you don't want to talk to.
Yep. Or that.
I don't want to talk to you right now, and you're just calling me out of karma, aren't you? They can feel it. Like people can feel when you're doing something fun and enjoying yourself, especially your children, right?
Yeah.
Like she's enjoying herself somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's bad. I try not to tell them, the older ones, because I have older girls that I adopted. I try not to tell them that I'm doing this on my phone, because then I think they would call me on purpose.
Exactly, and right, even if you tell them, that's one thing, but I just think that like family or children especially have some sense of like, where's she at? It's been quiet, and I'm not asking her for nothing. Is she enjoying herself? Let me go find her. We're going to put a stop to this shit.
Here's a fun fact. I don't know if anybody knew. I was actually sitting in my bathtub during one episode hiding from my kids in TGB, but nobody ever noticed.
No, I didn't know it was in your tub. We know you come from many undisclosed locations in your house, but and it looks different every time. That's why Bobby Nick thinks you live in a mansion, because you're like literally you're putting yourself in bathtubs, and he thinks you live in a mansion. Like, no, Bobby Nick, I'm squeezing a bathtub.
I was literally in a bathtub one time.
That's amazing. Funny. That's amazing. And like I said, yeah, they know you're enjoying yourself. They got to put a stop to that stuff. Stormie's Mike Love was perfect on this show. Hoping it will be the same on TGB. Will it make it easier for me to create? It will make it easier. Well, we're glad Stormie's on here talking today, but TGB is a busier show. We can have like 6, 8, 9, 10 boxes, and I think many people get trampled in there. And if Stormie's having a low volume or a bad technical day, and good luck talking over Owen, right? So between all that, maybe you're just hearing Stormee more than you ever do love. Maybe that's the thing.
Probably that too.
These are the most consecutive words ever recorded by Stormee on any show, without interruption. Oh, look what Law says. Law says bath time with Stormee. Get the bubbles ready.
I was waiting for somebody to say something, but nobody ever noticed during the episode, so I just sat there and I was like, I guess it just looks normal.
Well, I've learned not to question it anymore, because I know it's going to be different, but we've seen you in Jeeps, or I don't know if it's a Jeep, but inside of a car.
Is.
Okay, we've seen you in a car. We've seen you in closets. My sister makes the joke about you coming out of the closet and all that stuff, So... Yep,
it's funny.
And now bath time with Stormee. You can have candles there and all,
Yep.
You do all that. You can be hidden way under the bubble, so you don't have to show anything. Something like that. You can even
wear
put clothes on, just right, bathing suit, or just wear clothes just for the illusion, just to be below the bubble. Have some candles. Time with Stormee. Yeah, and then all it would be your kids knocking on the door.
I know. Oh gosh. Yeah.
I know you're enjoying yourself in there. Damn it.
I see my daughter's hands come underneath the door sometimes, and she'll open that door.
Like the cat calling at your door, like if you have a cat or a dog. Like, you're not a pet. Get your hands out from under the door.
Yes. And I was in the bathtub that day, because she'll lay down and look under the crack of the bathroom door, and she'll say, I see your feet. Open the door.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Wow, you're not exaggerating. They really are on you, boy. Wow, that is something. That is something. All right. Well, let's see. It's just about the top of the hour, but we're going to end the show in a good way, and you can make your way over to the BS show. All right, please go out to YouTube and subscribe for free to my page, BF Bobby Friend. Just the Armchair Comic. Just hit subscribe wherever it's at. Can't find it right now. And it's absolutely free. Subscribe to my page. I appreciate it. There's my PayPal and Facebook and other information on my other social media at the top right. And let's see. Finish up our... And tomorrow, you can catch me on the Rob Soul Show at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Hosted by Rob Saul, of course, with Chris Abels, Anthony Zenhauser, Doug Nelson, and myself. I'm so excited to be in the credits, and I'm still pinching myself about it to be on a different show, and they roll the credits, and I'm in it, and I'm like, oh shit, there I am.
It's awesome.
It's a head thing, and I appreciate that they made me part of that show. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, that's really awesome.
Scott is saying, good show. Thanks, bro. Thanks for your continued support, bro. We'll appreciate you. Yeah, so 8:30 Tuesdays. This will be my 5th episode. We'll be hanging out and having fun on the Rob Saul Show. That'll be Tuesday. So that's our Tuesday plan. See what else I have here for you. Went a little backwards, but we'll do it one more time because we're all over the place. Catch me and Stormee and Andrew and Bobby Nick and Scott Fitzpatrick and the rest of the crew tonight at 8:05 p.m. on YouTube. Just go out there and go type in the TGB, the one that says Owen on it. Like, share, subscribe. You can see there's the lives right there. You can see our mutual logo that we did you make? I'm sure you made that one, Stormee, right?
Yeah, I made it for a cover photo in the Facebook group, and then now it's a thumbnail too. So that's cool.
Yeah, I was kind of curious how that crept into there, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So there you go. You see the title page where it's the sports heads or TGB. You click on that. There's always something good to watch right there. 8:05 tonight. Check us out. Okay. And once again, we're going to talk about how Replayables, our boy Chris Abels, will not be live this week. He has a gig out on the road, but him and Shawnee will be putting something together that maybe we can watch live and have fun with, like a best of. So please go out, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff to our boy Chris Abels, Replayables on YouTube. And Tuesdays at 7 p.m., you can see the Reverend Bob Levy, our leader, Rob Saul, and Chris Abels on Levyland prior to the Rob Saul Show coming on at 8:30. So Levyland at 7 on Tuesdays, Rob Saul at 8:30 with all of us. Check us out there. All right, we're going to do Zen one more time. Coming up this Friday, Zen, I'm sure, will have another show with a live chat. And when we have information on that, you can go to the our Facebook group, the TGB Sports Heads Facebook group. And if you're ever in there, we'll always put the links to all these shows on there. When Zen comes on or whoever comes on, we'll share them. And if you know some shows coming on, share them with us. One more show I wanted to mention that we like and we didn't touch on. You can catch Bob Levy on another show, the Misery Loves Company podcast with Kevin Brennan. That's a lot of fun. Kevin Brennan is a wild man. I saw his stand-up, the opening of Brennan and Levy's comedy club, and he had me in tears. I mean, he's just that raw, just honest comic, and not a lot of people appreciate his abruptness, but I think fans of comedy that know that it's kind of part of his bit kind of get it. But Levy and Brennan are great together. Check out, they do spontaneous episodes a lot of times in the afternoon, like between 4 and 6 or so. They'll do a episode, so you can catch Misery Loves Company. Look out for those links. You can go to Misery Loves Company and hit the notifications, and you will see. That's my notifications. And there it is right there. Subscribe, notifications, all, boom. And that'll let you know when Kevin Brennan's coming on, in case you don't know. You can click on that. All right. And otherwise, we're going to check out Compound Media later today and do my show prep and get ready for tonight. But for now, since it's like 11:03, I ran a little past. I want to thank Stormee very much for being here with me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It was nice to have a co-host to talk to and bounce ideas and things off of and find out what you liked and what you saw about these shows. So I appreciate that. Yeah. And I will see you tonight on TGB, right?
Yep, you will.
All right, bud. So let's see. I'm just going to find the track again. Nope, not that track. I'm trying to find my track so I can get the hell out of here. 15. That's not it.
Third time the charm?
Third time is a charm. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode 2 of Coffee with BF. Look out for us again on the Facebook group, or look out for our notifications, and we'll see you next time we see you, all right? For Stormee, I'm BF. Enjoy your podcast day and your podcast week, and we're out. We'll see you next time we see you. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Lost. Get these comments. Peace out, everyone. See you on the BS show. I'm coming. We're coming. I'll see you all in the chat. Thanks again, Stormee. We're out.
See ya. You're welcome. Bye.